Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be doing something just a little bit fun because I love seriousness, but today I'm going to do something just a little bit fun. Just telling you guys about the ways that I call it leveling up, but really self-improvement. Like, I am so obsessed with self-improvement at the moment. All the videos that I'm watching are about self-improvement. Like, how can I improve myself? How can I improve my mentality? Because before we get ourselves to a certain place, our mentality has to go into that place. Have you ever had that you can take a person out of a certain city, but you can't take that city out of them? So that's like, I'm just trying to change my mindset so I can like adapt. Get what I'm saying? So I'm going to be sharing you ways that I am changing my mindset, which I think that can be really, really useful to you as well. So the first one, I started eliminating people in my life that were no longer servicing a purpose. I don't mean like a toxic, getting rid of people, what now. Listen, people evolve, and especially when you've got a kid, you have evolved a lot. Sometimes, I've grown out of certain friends, and I just remember God telling me that sometimes in certain people that he puts in our lives are for a season and not for a lifetime, and some people are for a lifetime. If you try and carry on that person for a season and you try and carry them for a lifetime, that's on you. And that's when people always come and say, oh, this person betrayed me. Oh, this happened, that happened, that happened. It's because you try to carry a seasonal person into a lifetime. So I try to look into those people to say, okay, who really is seasonal? And it was quite easy, really. It just naturally happened. It's not like I've stopped speaking to those people or anything like that. No, we still speak. Everything is okay. But it's just that we have realized that we have grown apart. And I've always been a person, I'm a hoarder. And when it comes to people in my life, I want to hold them as well. I believe in the good in everybody. I want them all in my life. But what I actually didn't realize is having certain people in my life was actually taking a lot more energy than it was giving. And once I started slowly eliminating them and slowly distancing myself, I had a lot more energy. I was more happy. I was energized. I was looking forward to life again. So, and also remember that we always think that person, that's just who they are, just leave them, whatnot. Now, if certain behaviors are being toxic to you, I suggest that you distance yourself. You don't have to cancel that person, just create boundaries and distance yourself. It doesn't mean that person is bad. It just means water and oil can't go, but they're both very, very useful. Okay, so that's a way of leveling up. And also, you do not have to justify this to anybody. You just do what you gotta do and go for it. You don't have to tell anybody. You don't have to justify it. So my first advice to you to leveling up, look into who is in your life, because we are the average of the 5 people that we speak to, right? Look on your call log. Who are the last 5 people you spoke to? What do they do? What conversations do you have? Are they building relationships? Are they destroying relationships? Are you encouraging each other? Are you lying to each other? Are you trying to kind of compete with each other? And if most of the answers are negative, it's either when you speak to them, you need to change the narrative, or you need to hang around with different friends. Because you hang around with broke people, you're going to be broke. You hang around with negative people, you're going to be negative. Yeah? Awesome. And then the next thing that I am doing is because I watched, remember, I'm binging this self-help videos. I watched this video that said something about monitoring our thoughts. So that's my number 2. That's, you do not realize how this is important. This is ridiculously important, because I remember that person saying, monitor your thoughts, you could be more negative than you think. I'm like, me? I'm the most positive person that I know. I am as positive comes, right? I monitored my thoughts. I am not. I wasn't, or maybe I'm still not. I'm quite negative. I'm very judgmental. Like, I was just like, let me monitor my thoughts as I am scrolling on Instagram. Not nice. I see a super happy couple. I'm like, maybe you're happy, but maybe there's something happening in the background. I see a girl who's got a nice body. I'm like, yeah, but that's also fake. Or someone, wearing something revealing. I'm like, why would you do that on Instagram? It's still being judgmental. Even if you see some of my videos, I'm talking about celebrities. I'm talking what's happening in their lives. What has that got to do with me? I'm just arising negative energy. From a thought comes feelings, and from feelings comes actions, right? So let's destroy bad seeds and just plant good ones. So I started stopping myself from speaking anything negative. For example, if I was to see a happy couple now, what I would say is like, wow, that couple is happy. God bless them. God help me to be just as happy and to be eternally happy in my relationship. I see someone with a good body, maybe they're wearing something revealing. I maybe wouldn't wear myself. I'll be like, you go girl, I like your confidence, you do you. And then I see someone else, maybe, with like a body that's been altered. I'm like, do you know what? Well done. You saw something that you didn't like on your body and you got it done. Well done for that. And I realized with doing that, I'm becoming more positive. I'm becoming more happy. Just that actually made me happy. Like, I actually didn't realize that just positive thoughts and just being positive towards other people is actually really, really helpful. Like, being African and Christian African, sometimes you can get caught up into this judgmental and you have these feelings of just judging. But I realized that even if you judge somebody, they're still living their life and they're just going to be happy. Like the media, it makes money off our feelings and, judging people. That's why when you're gossip magazines, they always have something about just being judgmental and destroying someone's character, because people love that stuff. But it's toxic to our body, it's toxic to our mind. So monitor your thoughts. Really, like, write it down in your notes. What are you thinking about? Sometimes I would just think about an argument that happened time ago, or maybe someone I hadn't forgiven. So monitoring my thoughts really helped me just to forgive. I'll be thinking, why am I constantly thinking about this argument? Why am I constantly thinking about this event? Why? And then I would realize that maybe I didn't heal, and then I'll start helping myself heal from then on, and then I'll start thinking about other things, start thinking about other, happier things in life, girl. Another thing that I'm doing as well is I self-reflect. Let's say if something happened and then maybe I got angry or I acted a certain way, I just reflect. I'm like, okay, what just happened there? What got me angry? Why did I do that? And then I'll be like, okay, I did it because of A, B, C, D. All right, how can I avoid it and how can I be better? Like, okay, this is a way that you can avoid it and this is a way that you can be better, because I want to be the best version of myself. I feel like if I'm not the best version of myself, I'm not going to be able to fulfill my calling that God has put me on this earth for. So all I can do is try every day to be the best version of myself, so that I can say, yeah, when I walked on the earth, I became the best version of myself. And I am doing that with kindness. I'm enjoying it. I'm especially when it comes to just reflecting, I reflect on a lot of things, even on my day, to say, okay, how did my day go? Where did I feel like I wasted time? How can I make more time? What were my goals today? What actions have I taken to reach those goals? Another thing that I've been doing to level up is being kind to myself. Oh gosh. It all stems with the monitoring of thoughts. Like when I monitored my thoughts like towards myself, I couldn't believe it. I was so mean to me. I remember one time I was thinking, oh, I should do this, and literally that other voice just came like, you're never going to be successful, that's not going to work, you're never going to make that money, that's not going to happen, or you're such a bad mom, you're such a bad this, or look, you should have started your YouTube channel time ago, then you would have made more money then, or you would have made money then, now it's useless, everybody's doing it. Like, and that negative voice was quick, because growing up with the childhood that I had, I never felt like I had a comfort, right? And growing up with boys, they believe in tough love, so mostly it was like tough love I received, so that's what I knew to give myself. So all I was constantly giving myself was tough love. And I realized, I was like, why am I being so mean? Like, I would be so mean to myself, even just about doing housework. Like, oh, look at the state of your house. Some people's houses, you've seen it on TikTok, they're clean. And then I would think that's going to encourage me, but that would actually cripple me. So I started changing that narrative and saying, okay, maybe you want to start a YouTube channel. I'll be like, yeah, do you know what, I'm glad I'm starting it now because I'm in a better place. But then I was all messed up, I was everywhere, but I'm even surprised I survived back then because I had a lot of things happening to me, but I can start it now and it's helping me heal. So yeah, let's do it. Or even about my body, but like, do you know what, you've just had a baby, just take it easy, this can happen, just take your time. And then before I know it, I'm starting to eat well, and if it doesn't happen that day, that's fine. So that I've always been like everyone's like support system, caregiver, best friend, offering advice, doing this, doing that. But I've never that to myself. I was never even a friend. I was never even an ally to myself. And yet I'm out there doing it for everybody else. Like, what does that mean? So now, even like when it comes, I don't care how small or big something is. If that negative thought or that negative voice, I literally squash it. Like, I literally stand up to it like, yeah, so what? So what? The house is a mess. I'm sorting it now. And then the more kinder I am to myself, the more productive that I become, the more that I flourish, the more I come up with new ideas, the more kinder I am, the better sleep that I get as well. So monitor your thoughts and also make sure you're constantly being kind to yourself. Which leads me to my next point. The other thing that I've been doing is, so I've monitored my thoughts, I'm being kind to myself, and now I am healing from childhood trauma. Yeah? It's like I always used to think of things that bothered me when I was younger. And I would say, some people didn't even have family, they're street kids. You should get over that. Get over that little thing, get over it. But now I'm like, actually no, my feelings are important. I'm valuable. And then I start to think, okay, why is it I felt that way? Maybe something that happened in primary school, saying, okay, why is it I felt that way? Why is it that teacher picked on me, and I've realized that from healing, I'm actually moving on, I'm actually growing, I'm getting to know myself more. Because I would think of something, maybe if I would say to my brother, maybe walk me to school or something like that, and then from then on I just started feeling that I wasn't important. So I would heal from that and say, okay, that really did hurt me, but let's also think of other good things that happened. It's like, okay, this happened, that happened, and then from then on I'll just start healing, because sometimes you have to heal from the root. So do not undermine your childhood. Do not undermine how you grew up. We are all a product of our environment when we were young, and we grew these characters and these personalities to protect ourselves. Some of it is important, but some of it is not. That's why you see certain people, they act a certain way, and you're like, well, why are you acting that way? And you know, my husband is always saying, oh, you have faith in everybody. But I believe if certain people are acting in a way that's very, very questionable, it means something really, really bad happened to them in their childhood, and they just need love. Yeah. So that's why I was like always used to give everybody love and all that stuff. But now I've realized that, oh, actually I've got my own stuff I have to deal with. So that's what we're dealing with, right? So yeah, you know, we're all a product of our environment. Like, you know, you don't want to be the same person, to have the same mentality that you have now, to have it in like 10 years time. That's not growth. We need to grow in life. And yeah, growing comes from that healing. So I had to heal from a lot of my childhood to an extent where now when I think of my childhood, you know, I think of happiness, I think of the good things that happen, because sometimes we try and undermine our feelings, and we try and undermine events that happen when we're younger. So yeah, make sure you do think about those moments that happen when you're young. Another thing that led me to look into my childhood trauma is I was, you know, God help me on this one, I was looking into generational curses and stuff. Sometimes generational curses, it's I can't say it's not necessarily a curse, but it's a pattern, right? That's why you see certain families, you know, boy kids act a certain way, girls, you know, act a certain way. It's because there's a pattern. So if there was a pattern that maybe my mom had in her life that she passed on to me, I didn't want to then pass it onto my daughter. So I am trying, and I'm still trying to heal as much as I can, because sometimes I see that, you know, the way I try and like protect myself, that I would say is protection, is from certain childhood trauma. Sometimes, you know, in primary school in Zim, we used to get hit, man. We used to get hit. And I actually didn't realize that being hit in school or at home, it really, really affected me. It really affects my way of learning. It affects my confidence. Sometimes, you know, when we're in meetings, I'm always very timid, because like something in me is just telling me, act this way, act this way, act this way, you know. So yeah, those are the things that I'm saying that I'm trying to heal. Another way that I'm trying to level up also is by doing self-care. This is a self-love channel, by the way. I used to think self-care is just pampering yourself, getting your nails done, No, self-care is, it takes on a lot of coins. Yeah, so I'm trying to journal now. Your girl's trying to journal, can you imagine? Like, I haven't gone fully into it, but I've actually found it useful, because also as a mom, sometimes I've got like a gazillion things happening in my head, and it's just good to put it onto paper so I know it's somewhere safe, because sometimes I try and store it all over in my head. And I'm also trying to do a lot of self-care by trying to think of myself. I always, you know, when I was thinking of myself, I was always an afterthought. Like, I didn't matter to me, and I felt like I didn't matter to anybody. So with my self-care journey, I'm trying to think of myself first, because I realized that, you know, even though it was so hard for me to think of myself first, I realized that if I don't think of if I'm not the best version of myself, I'm not the best version of myself. I'm not the best mom. I'm not the best wife. I'm not the best friend. I'm not the best cousin, the best sister. Everything just falls. But if I am the best version of me, ooh, flourishing, honey. Like, I just flourish. So by not being my best self, I'm not doing anybody any favors. If anything, I'm taking away from from people. If I'm the best version, I've got a lot more to give to the community, to my friends, to my family, to my daughter. So I just tell myself that, because I struggle with these thoughts of like low self-worth, low self-value, saying, oh, like that negative voice again I keep telling you about. But anyway, those are the ways that I'm leveling up. Please let me know below how you're leveling up this year, and what you've done and what's worked, and also stuff that you've practiced in this video and that you've liked. Please let me know. Do not forget to subscribe to your girl. Thanks for watching.